Hello everyone and welcome back. As you know, for a couple of months now, we've talked about moving back to Fort Worth. So here we are. The reason that we chose to move back to Fort Worth is that for a while we were looking for a place where we could work on our cars from, but as we started looking, we found that most of the places that were available to us were a bit too large in space and a little bit over our budget. Therefore, we decided to instead relocate to Fort Worth, which is where all of our business is at. We were previously 30 minutes away, so it made sense for us to be closer to where we're operating from. After much search, we found this home, so here we are. Now, as you can see, and it's a little bit of work, the driveway needs to be redone, but the reason that we chose this house and that this house works is because of the space that it offers from the driveway up until the fence line, which is 19 feet. So what we're planning on doing next is redoing the driveway so that it is completely redone, and we are planning on extending the driveway 19 feet out so that it gives us that ample space that we need in order to be able to drive the vehicles to the backyard where the shop will be located. So for the concrete work, we have had several contractors come out here to give us their quotes. The quotes range anywhere from $30,000 to $50,000. We've really taken our time to go through not only the reviews that the people have been able to provide for us or that we've been able to find online, but also looking into some of their previous work, and we finally narrowed it down to a guy who is offering to do the work for $6 a foot. It's going to cost us around $30,000. For the fence, we're still working on getting quotes, and those quotes have ranged anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000. We have not made a final selection for the fence work yet, and we're still getting quotes as well as evaluating the different types of materials we may want to use. So for sure, what we're going to be doing now and what we'll be walking you through is the concrete piece. So the driveway itself, I would say we have a pretty long driveway. You can fit 2 to 3 cars, really, depending on the size on each side. So, you know, anywhere up to 6 cars. And then you have the extension here. The first part of the extension is only going to be 12 feet. You can see here we have already done some marking. So the first part of the extension is the 12 feet, and then it goes out to 19 feet as we get closer to the house. From this point forward towards the back is going to be 19 feet, and we're also going to bring the fence up from where it is currently all the way up to where the house is. So that'll give us that extra privacy as well as more parking for when we do have a bunch of cars that need to be worked on. All of these trees that you see here, these are part of our property currently, so these will have to be removed. The fence will, of course, also need to come down for this project. So all of what you see here, including all of this area, is going to be redone. You can see where we have the string there, where it's outlining up until where the concrete is going to go. In total, it's going to be about 4,000 square feet of concrete that will be poured. You can see the L shape here, and then it goes all the way to the back. We have a 5 feet easement from the fence, so we're taking that into account. The concrete stops here. This area that you see right here is where we will have a shed, and this is going to be more so for just, you know, backyard or any yard tools like lawnmower, the weed eater, things like that. So we'll use this space right here for the shed, and then the rest of it will continue to be just concrete that we can utilize for parking the vehicles as they're being worked on. So you will notice that we have a line right about here. We're going to have a carport coming from the actual building, this will allow us to have a little bit of more shade in the case that James is working on vehicles. He needs to pull them out and park them out here in order to be able to keep the doors open and the sun not being just all up in that space. So what you see here is going to be the carport area. And then starting from this line back is going to be the actual shop. So the shop itself is going to be 20 by 30. It goes all the way to where I am standing currently. We do not have an easement back to our neighbors here, but we're trying to be respectful and give some space in between where the shop is and where the property line starts. So we have some space here, but again, the shop will be here and it will be 20 by 30. And then you're going to have the carport, which is going to be 15 feet out from the shop. In addition to having the shop here, we're also going to be redoing the fence. We're going to have a privacy fence all the way around the house. We have chosen, or we're thinking of going at least with the metal sheets all the way around the house, except for the backyard. The backyard still has somewhat of a good fence. It is leaning a bit, but we plan on getting that fixed. So outside of the fence line that you see in the back, everything else will be metal sheets 7 feet high. It's also worth mentioning that all of the money that is being used for this project, the concrete and the fence, is money that we have earned on Turo. So we are not using any of our personal money for this project. Since we moved to Fort Worth, we plan on doing this in order to save money on rental space. We plan on just taking that money, investing it into our own property, and taking advantage of the larger backyard that we were able to get. Right now, this home is less than 5 minutes away from our drop-off location. In the future, it may be closer. We have spotted some places around this area that might also serve as a parking location or potentially a pickup drop-off location. That is still something that we need to explore a little bit further. But even then, the location that we have been using for the last, almost 2 years, it's only 5 minutes or so from where we're at right now. We are extremely excited to start on this new project, to be finally back in Fort Worth. And we really hope that you guys are enjoying this type of content, the transparency, being able to share what we're doing, the cost of what we're doing, and kind of our goals as we progress through our journey. If you have any suggestions, if you have any feedback for us, please feel free to drop it in the comments, give us a like, and please be sure to subscribe.